at X equals laughter, we're not talking about business. We're talking about making people laugh.
Spreading laughter, because that's what we really all need. We all need a good laugh.
Hello, welcome back. We are here with one of the stars of the show for the X equals laughter TEDx showcase, T.Barb, the one and only comedian T.Barb.
Hello. What up, though, everybody?
I'm so excited that you're going to be on stage with us. You absolutely crushed it on stage at TEDx, and it was a funny talk. But I just want people to hear your pure stand-up, because every time you're on stage, side-splitting laughter. You are just one of the absolute pros in Michigan, and you're touring all over the country. I was so glad we were able to connect today. I know you've been all over the South. You're in Texas and Atlanta. Where all have you been performing?
I've been all over, as you said, and thank you for such an amazing introduction. Flattery will get you everywhere. But yeah, I've been. I'm actually getting ready for an upcoming tour, and we've done Philadelphia, LA. We did a couple tours through Texas. We hit Houston, Austin, Dallas, Plano. I'm doing some stuff in Columbus. Of course, I've been all over Michigan, Traverse City. We were just up in Traverse. Grand Rapids, Muskegon. I have some stuff in Ohio coming up. So I have some stuff in Columbus. I have a show coming up. So it's just all over traveling. I'll be spending some time in California this summer. So just really traveling and expanding this brand and spreading laughter, because that's what we really all need. We all need a good laugh.
You are the true multi-hyphenate in that, you're certainly a comedian, but you're also a professional and a philanthropist and an author and an entrepreneur. You're doing all these things. And I was lucky enough to see you perform at the Traverse City Comedy Festival, but also I went to your panels, and just how you think about it as a business is great too. But at X equals laughter, we're not talking about business. We're talking about making people laugh. So about your background, how long have you been a comedian?
Well, I'm going on 8 years this year of being a comedian. I started in 2016. And it's crazy because I was a social worker first. So at that time, I was working for the state of Michigan in the Adult Protective Services Division, which isn't always the funniest thing, but I was there. And a coworker invited me out to an open mic, and the rest is history. But that's a little bit about how I got started. I mean, I was always a comedian. I've always been a very happy, silly, goofy, laughy person. But I am very versatile as well. But that's a that's probably 70% of my personality is don't sit next to me in any meetings ever.
Well, that first open mic, you just got up and you were telling stories, you were telling jokes. What was that first performance like?
Well, my coworker told me to get 3 minutes ready. So I put 27 minutes in 3 minutes. So it was like this. That's all, folks. So that was pretty much that's the synopsis of my first performance, guys. So it was just I don't even know if they heard anything I said, because I was speaking as such, because my mind was like 3 minutes. She was saying that because people think that stand-up is so easy because we make it look easy. Just like public speaking, that's really not easy. It's a skill. And when someone can make something look easy, that's when you know they're really, really good at it. So it was one of those things where but they laughed. And I don't know if they were laughing because it was my family and my friends. Just being honest, first performance, if it was 40 people there, 36 of them. I brought my own fan club. So it was hard to tell. Was it funny? Are y'all just trying to keep my self-esteem high? I don't know. But it was a great experience. And it was like a light bulb went off. Like I felt like it was almost like destiny. Like it was set up for me to be in this department because I had just got to Adult Protective Services. I came from Children's Protective Services. So this particular coworker was new, to me. And so, yeah, that was it. But it was great. After that, it was like a longing. I was just so thankful as far as I felt blessed in that moment because a lot of people don't discover what it is that they're meant to do. And I felt in that moment that I was blessed with a light bulb that said, yo, this is your path. This is what you should be doing. And I had thought about it for a long time. That's how you know you're getting older. I started making bucket lists, like it was like number 3. Now let's be honest, I ain't really did too much on that bucket list, but number 3, we checked it off.
When I'm on stage and I get, even one laugh, it's like a drug to me. Like there's nothing better than making someone laugh. It's really, I like to think of it as a mutual beneficial relationship. I really get something from making people laugh, but hopefully I'm lightening the day for people in the audience.
No, absolutely. It is addictive. I think for comedians, it is addictive. That's why you'll see a Dave Chappelle pop up at a little open mic on the corner because we love the craft, and it really is a craft, and it's a love, a passion, for most people. And at the same time, you feel good making someone laugh. I mean, that feels so good to see joy. So I feel like I provide happiness to people, and it's some people who can't provide happiness for themselves. So the fact that I can be a vessel of that just makes it that much more funny. And I can make fun of stuff that people typically take it seriously or they don't know how to process it. Sometimes we're helping them to process that trauma or that bad day or that heartache just with a little bit of laughter. So I mean, I love it. I couldn't see myself I do other things, I do 57,000 jobs, trust me, because comedy, one thing about it, the money ain't always there. It's for the love. This is love. When you see these people check, you will feel bad for them. You will want to buy all their stuff after the show, but uh, when you do something you love, it never feels like a job. So
Right.
I feel blessed in that
Yeah, it
capacity.
is a joy to get on stage. Now you almost do like a call and response style. You have a lot of catchphrases. What is your process like when you're writing a bit?
A bit may come from something on stage. I do a lot of improv. So as things are happening in your life or especially in your comedy sets, you get these little sparks. You may have a heckler or somebody in the audience that sparks a conversation and you're like, whoa, that's a good bit. I said that. That's why I like to voice record a lot of my sets because I come back and find little jewels that I can build on. And a joke has legs. So I may have started when I first started, I may have started with just a little piece, a punchline, and now it's a story because I've started to write off of that and expand on that. A lot of stuff comes from my life, other people's lives. I mean, I've lived a very full I'm still living. Don't get me wrong. I have so many more experiences coming, but I've lived through a lot. I've seen a lot. I was a social worker. My parents met fresh out of prison. I went to college by myself, MBA, grew up on Joy Road. So when you start to combine your life experiences, you find a lot more comedy. I mean, it was some moments where I was really crying and breaking down at that time that now I can write a joke about and reflect and say, damn, at that time, it might have been hard for me, but now it can become comedy. So, I may have started off talking about when I was growing up and me and my mother never had a good car. My mother might have had 4 cars that made one car because one had headlights, one had a radio. If we needed to drive at night, we had to drive this one. If we was going over 5 miles away, we needed this one. This one might have gas, this one don't. This one the tire popped off, use that tire to put on this one. We had a little junkyard. So so just those things. I pushed more cars. I started stirring at 8, because you can't push the car at 8. And my mama had a big dumb car, a Cordoba, a Thunderbird. She was 14. Now, why would she do that? But that's another story. So you may start with that, and that may turn into a plethora of things. So yeah, so comedy is, it's just your take on what's going on.
So you've played so many different types of venues, theaters and clubs. Do you have a preference? Do you have a place like, oh, this is my home club. I love to play here.
There are some clubs that I love. I mean, I love the Traverse City Comedy Club. I always feel like that they're very hospitable. But to be honest, to me, I like comedy clubs, and I'm starting to like theaters more. I've done a lot of bar comedy, especially being from Detroit, because we're just starting to get some comedy clubs. Of course, Mark Ridley's where we'll be. Make sure you come see us March 6th. Is one of the long-standing comedy clubs here. They have history, but for a long time it was just that club as far as being an official comedy club that plays by comedy club rules. So coming out of Detroit, a lot of times I didn't know some of the way comedy clubs worked, how structured they were, because if you're doing a bar, you don't realize, whoa, this comedy club is the sweet spot. This bar, I might have to argue. Red Wings game on. The Lions finally won, so everybody want to act like they been on board. You on stage, they going, oh, you like, listen, I am over here. Look at me, acknowledge me. I'm making $40 tonight, and I spent 27 on the chicken, the wings. So I need you to respect what I'm doing. So, but you learn, I mean, that's how you get sharp.
Right.
But after you get
It's getting the
sharp,
reps in, getting the reps.
because baby, if you want to argue with a Red Wings fan, baby. If you want a real argument, I know people in the hood think they can argue. No, argue with a Red Wings fan and just find out what it really is like. So when you get to argue with one of them and you break them down and can make that crowd laugh, you've completed your assignment, and now you can go to the comedy club and relax and be there for people who are actually there to laugh. Not somebody who came on a date with a sneaky link, didn't even know a show was going on, and is mad that people see them.
All right, so you talked about having a bucket list. Is there a venue or a festival or something? What is that next big goal for you?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because now you're giving me a new goal, which is to develop a bucket list now that I've completed one item off my last bucket list out of 20. But that list may not even be applicable now. I think that one of my goals is I would love to be a game show host. That's something that I feel would just go so well with me. So,
Me too.
game
Me
show
too.
host. I do. I think I would be great.
I
Detroit,
love Steve
Detroit,
Harvey and Richard Dawson. I would love just to host a Family Feud show. That would be great.
Listen, I'm going for it. So that I can see myself. I actually have a show coming out called Only in My Hood, which will be going to Tubi soon, which is like, it's gonna be fun. It's a video reaction show where we're showing some clips off the internet and reacting. But those are my big goals. I really would like to hit the television, and I really would love to go on a nice big tour. I've done a lot of independent touring, and I'm thankful, but I definitely feel like my comedy could be, in theaters, touring every weekend and doing some television. So those are my goals: a big tour and a television project, a good television project. Gotta say that these days. I don't want it shot on an iPhone 14 Pro. I would like a real camera.
Let's look back at your TED. Like, how has your TEDxDetroit talk impacted your career?
You know what? First off, I am so thankful. It was a great experience. If you guys haven't been to a TED Talk, you are playing yourself. You need to go. It is just an action-packed day of motivation, feeling good. The energy in the building is unmatched. From the participants to the speakers. I've done some private speaking gigs. Shout out to Michigan Women Moving Forward, and I've made some lifelong fans and friends from that experience that I feel like carried me through. And it felt good to be a vessel of motivation. That's how I felt. And when listening to some people, I've actually had some people come up and I were in tears almost about some of the points I made about the oatmeal pie, and the best part being in the middle, and also being able to share those experiences, because I like to be transparent, because I feel people feel like they're going through this alone, because now on social media everything is perfect. Boom, I woke up like this. I already had, my makeup was on when I got up. Bow, I woke up dressed in a size 3 jean. and this one person with a roll hanging over the top that barely got in them. That's me. I'm here to speak for you. I'm here to speak for everybody with back rolls. And so I'm
Well, a
glad that
big shout out to Mike Jeter who introduced us and got you on the TEDx stage. So we're grateful for that, and we're so excited. We hope you all join us Wednesday, March 6th at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak for X Equals Laughter. We have a bunch of comedians from TEDx. It's going to be a great night, a lot of fun. But are you ready right now?
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Quick answers. Here we go. Top 7 answers on the board. One person surveyed. If you were a pro athlete, what would be your walkout song?
Well, walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. West Side Walk It Out. That's the song called Walk It Out. That's it. That's my song. Now walk
All
it
right,
out. So
all right.
that's the song. Go look it up. I know the white people don't know, but go look it up. You love it. I'm gonna have Taylor Swift singing that next season. Walk it out.
Okay, your favorite app on your phone?
Instagram. That was such a shallow answer. My educated answer is EDX.
All right. What is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant in the whole country is a place called Mo Better Brews, which is in Houston, Texas. I'm a vegan, if people did not know. Second runner-up, Doomy's in LA. In Metro Detroit, favorite restaurant, I'm going to have to go with Public House in Ferndale.
Let's talk about your comic influences. What national comedian or comic legend would you say was the inspiration for you?
Red Fox. Lucille Ball.
What is your favorite vacation spot?
I don't get no vacations, but I do. I like LA. I'm a big California. I love California.
Where do you like to take out of town guests?
I like to take out of town guests I like the riverfront. I usually take them down to the riverfront to see the Detroit River. We cross the border and go over to Canada sometimes because most people don't realize how close we are to Canada. So downtown.
The Riverwalk in the summer is just such a great place to hang. It is.
It is. And honorable mentions gonna go to Eastern Market.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. All right, here's the tough one. Favorite pizza and favorite topping.
Favorite pizza is It's Food Detroit inside of Alkebulan Village on the weekends. And she has a pizza with a no swine Hawaiian. Don't forget I'm vegan. She does regular pizza too. But if she can do vegan pizza that good, I know the regular pizza is slapping. Runner up, Buddies.
All right, last question. What's a fun fact about you?
A fun fact about T.Barb is I have had a hot dog cart for 21 years called Delicious Dogs. I was one of the longest standing vendors in downtown Detroit with 15 years, including being on Congress and Woodward. I was on Cadillac Square and Woodward for 12 years, and I was on Jefferson for 3 more years. And I still have the hot dog cart. Yes, I sell regular meat. I don't get high off my own supply.
T-Barb, so great to spend some time with you. I can't wait to see you on stage Wednesday, March 6th in Royal Oak at the Comedy Castle, the legendary Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
And I'll see you guys on March the 6th. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Charlie.